army eliminates many terrorists and foils their infiltration attempts. Iraqi army liberates several areas in Ninawa and Anbar, eliminating many terrorists. Erdogan's regime supports terrorism and blocks freedom of expression. Good afternoon and welcome to our news bulletin. In Deir ez-Zor countryside, a Syrian Arab army unit restored security and stability to the village of Al-Baghiliya after eliminating terrorists and destroying their weapons. Another unit destroyed ISIS hideouts in Al-Mrayya around Al-Jafra, eliminating a number of terrorists and injuring others. A third army unit prevented terrorists from advancing to Al-Tarda mountain southeast of Deir ez-Zor city, eliminating and injuring scores of terrorists. In Idlib countryside, units of the Syrian Arab army eliminated many terrorists in Haluz and Cork factory. An army unit also smashed gatherings of terrorists and killed a number of them in Al-Akrad mountain near the Syrian-Turkish borders, where Takfiri terrorists are present. Another army unit set up an ambush for a terrorist group near Tel Salmo in Idlib countryside, eliminating a number of terrorists. In Palmyra, Syrian Arab army units dismantled a number of explosive devices and an explosive belt, ready to be detonated in one of the city's parks. A report by the writer Ruth Sherlock in the Daily Telegraph said that the bulk of destruction and sabotage committed by the terrorists in the town of Kessab last year clearly reveals the lies by those terrorists and their supporters who claim to be moderate. The writer asserted that the terrorist group stormed Kessab, backed by Erdogan's regime, and infiltrated into Syria through Turkish borders, emphasizing that only when the Turkish troops allowed free movement across the frontier, the terrorists were able to capture Kessab temporarily. The writer quoted eyewitness residents from Kessab, whom she encountered in her visit to the area, as saying that a large number of foreign terrorists, including Chechens, Tunisians and Libyans, participated in the invasion and set fire into the churches, desecrated graveyards and destroyed houses and shops. The Iraqi army has continued its operations and liberated many parts of Ninawa and Al-Anbar provinces, inflicting heavy casualties on ISIS. A security source in Diyala province said that an Iraqi jet fighter has targeted a vehicle in the surrounding area of Al-Zur village, killing the Mufti of ISIS, his son, brother, and one of his escorts. In a relevant context, ISIS terrorists have abducted 170 persons from Al-Jbur tribe in Kirkuk on charges of setting the banner of ISIS ablaze, and executed 42 others in Mosul who have been arrested months earlier. Welcome back. Iranian Assistant Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian reiterated his country's full support of Syria in combating terrorism and eliminating terrorist organizations. Abdullahian affirmed that American justifications and attempts to fight ISIS aim to pass the White House policies in the region. He added that the U.S. does nothing for combating terrorism, affirming that Washington is not even interested in weakening it, thus it only seeks to administrate it. The Dutch foreign minister criticized the latest arrests by Erdogan's regime of journalists and attacking press institutions in Turkey. He said before the Dutch parliament that arresting journalists and attacking media institutions in Turkey oppose the European Union's principles and freedom of speech. On the other hand, two Dutch representatives demanded cutting the EU's financial support to Turkey because of this incident. The Turkish newspaper Aydınlık has disclosed that Erdogan ordered his intelligence to withhold all evidence and documents that prove that his government is involved in backing ISIS, as he fears to be held accountable by international courts on charge of supporting terrorism in Syria.
The newspaper added that Erdogan's concerns have grown stronger as the US and Western countries have said that the solution for the crisis in Syria is political, adding that Erdogan's decision was taken based on the many reports released lately by international bodies and those of independent observers on the support by the Justice and Development Party to ISIS. Earlier, the Security Council has released a report indicating that arms and ammunition have been sent to ISIS through Turkey with the full consent of Erdogan's regime.
Hundreds of Bahrainis have taken to the streets of the capital Manama chanting slogans against the detention of Secretary General of the opposing Al-Wifaq Society, Ali Suleiman, by Bahraini authorities. The demonstrators have also raised banners that said that such oppressive measures were futile and would only result in more tension and jeopardize social stability in the country. A statement by Al-Wifaq Society has said that the detention of the Secretary General would close all doors in the face of any political solution. With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Now to latest business and market news with Serena, but after a short break.